Corporate Labor Strategies Content. Corporate strategy. Corporate strategy is a firm's overall approach to gaining competitive advantage by operating in several businesses simultaneously. Gaining a competitive advantage requires setting a clear purpose for the entire organization and identifying plans and action to achieve that purpose. At the corporate and headquarters level, hospitality and tourism organizations need to constantly ask themselves what business they are in, what business they should be in, what their basic direction are for the future, and what their attitude towards the international market is. For example, during its early years, the Holiday Inn's purpose was to meet an unmet customer need, a gap in the market for quality accommodations through developing the Holiday Inn brand in United States. The purpose became broader concept that include hotel properties, international customers, and employees outside of domestic boundaries. Company would adopt strategies that were shaped by its home country culture. Holiday Inn set the standard for the rest of the world. This system gave people the opportunity to build their business and to achieve great success with the hard work and self-improvement. Holiday Inns was later acquired and now part of Intercontinental Hotels and Resorts. Developing competitive strategy requires flexibility in terms of being able to relocate resources quickly and smoothly among different business units in response to changing market conditions. The next section discusses different corporate strategies employed by large hotel and tourism organizations. The portfolio analysis. In today's world, the majority of hospitality and tourism organizations offer more than one product or service, and many serve more than one customer group. For example, EasyJet, a budget, no-free airline company in Europe, not only carries passengers between different destinations in Europe but also rents cars, runs hotels and cruises, and manages cinemas. There are very good strategic reasons for this. Relying solely on one activity would expose the organization to the risk of potential downturn in area of operation. EasyJet would still run in operation if for any reason one of its products and services fails or its customers go elsewhere. One of the most popular aids to developing a corporate strategy that addresses issues in multi-business hotel and tourism organization is portfolio analysis. Portfolio analysis puts the corporation headquarters into role of internal auditor. In portfolio analysis, top management views its products, lines, and business units a series of investments that will have return. In the case of EasyJet, the chief executive officer of the company view airlines, hotel, cruise business, car rental, cinemas as separate business units, and they evaluate the return and contribution of each business line to overall organization performance with a view to adding value.
Good day everyone, my name is JIMENEZ and my report is all about corporate strategy and adding value. Large organizations that operate in highly dynamic and competitive markets face different types of pressure, Cornell, Heat, Tennessee, and Airline 2007. Number 1, pressure to reduce cost. Number 2, pressure to increase revenue. Number 3, pressure to increase market share. And number 4, pressure to be responsive to the market in which they operate. Number 5, pressure to innovate and stay relevant. Number 6, pressure to satisfy shareholders and stakeholders. Number 7, lastly, pressure to transfer information, knowledge, and competencies among business units and functional areas. In order to respond to some of these pressures, large hospitality and tourism organizations need to pursue a low-cost strategy at a convenient location where they can benefit from economies of scale. Large hospitality and tourism organizations may also need to adapt their product and service offerings to the condition of local markets in order to be able to accommodate the differences between markets. Being able to strike a balance between these competing demands can be seen as a competitive advantage that adds value to the organization's portfolio. The intent is to create and maintain synergy among all business units and functional areas so the whole organization can collectively work together to achieve the corporate goals. Goshen and Varley, 1990, typology to describe the multinational corporate strategy that encompasses the preceding competing demands. They identified 4 main strategies for the multinational corporations. First is international, the second is multi-domestic, third is global, and lastly, transnational. Table 6 outlines the key characteristics of these strategies. Multinational corporation organization strategy specifications. First is international. It is a coordinated federation of local companies controlled by a corporate team. The attitude of the parent company tends to be parochial, fostered by superior know-how at the center. Its competitive strength relies on its ability to transfer knowledge and expertise to overseas environments that are less advanced. Next is multinational or multi-domestic. It is a decentralized federation of local companies linked by a web personal controls. Expatriates from home country organization occupy key position. Its strength lay in high degree of local responsiveness. Next is global. The firm makes standardized products and services. It is often centralized control of strategies, decisions, resources, and information is tight. And its strength are efficiencies of scale and cost advantages. And lastly, transnational. It is made up of network of specialized of differentiated units. Attention is paid to managing integrated links among local companies as well as with the century. The subsidiary is distinctive asset rather than simply an arm of the parent company. Both manufacturing and technology development are located wherever it makes sense. But there is an explicit focus on encouraging local know-how in order to exploit worldwide. Opportunities this organization firm has undoubtedly been held up as possible the ideal organizational structure form. The core competence approach. Core competencies are valuable, rare, immutable, non-substitutable resources of an organization that give them a competitive edge in the market. The embedded skills, processes, shadows, organizational systems, and culture of an organizational that give rise to the next generation of competitive products are examples of core competences. A rival might acquire some of the elements that comprise the core competence, but it will find it more difficult to duplicate the more or less comprehensive pattern of international coordination and learning. At least 3 tests can be applied to identify core competencies in the large hospitality and tourism organizations. First, a core competence provides potential access to a wide variety of markets. Second, a core competence should make a significant contribution to the perceived customer benefits. Third, a core competence should be difficult for competitors to imitate in the past. Corporation should simply point its business units at particular product markets and become world leaders. However, with the market boundaries changing ever more quickly, targets are temporary and elusive. In today's dynamic world, the critical task for management is creating products and services that customers need but have not yet imagined or experienced yet. This is deceptively a difficult task. Ultimately, it requires radical change in the management of major companies. In particular, it requires top management to oversee the management of core competencies.